First things first, Sanju Verma of the Bharatiya Janata Party, the national spokesperson. Now, Sanju Verma, of course, you will see this as a vindication. But why should we not believe that Sharad Pawar, perhaps, as soon someone might come out and say, and I'm just preempting them, is deciding that he wants to align with you in Maharashtra at a later stage? Look at his recent statements, look at his nephew's statements. They all seem to be backing the BJP's narrative, and perhaps we are seeing some sort of a new alignment in Maharashtra, etc., etc. And since when should we trust Sharad Pawar? Because, you know, he has had his own skeletons that sometimes the BJP itself has sort of referred to, and, you know, the general. So why should we not take this as some sort of a staged reaction? And then someone will also say that, look, on which channel this has been said. This has been said on a channel that is now owned by Mr. Adani, so what do you expect? And, you know, the usual. I don't want to go too deep because I don't want to give the opposition too many ideas and the ecosystem too many ideas, but I'm sure all of this is being cooked up right now. So let me play devil's advocate and ask you this question. Why should we believe what comes out on NDTV on Adani anymore? Even if it comes out of Pawar's mouth.
Rahul, you know, you've asked a very valid question, and I just have this to say. You know, let's look at the entire Adani case by just looking at the hard facts, because you always say your show is about the hard facts, which you don't wish to compromise on. And I have been on a couple of debates on your channel and on zillion other debates on other channels, and I've always maintained this. What are the three major, issues that the opposition wants that a JPC should probe as far as Adani goes? A, they say stock market manipulation. B, they have said, irregular accounting practices. And three, the third one, they have said large amounts of unsustainable debt. I have said this in the past and I repeat. You look at the history of Indian stock markets. By and large, any stock market manipulation is basically investigated by the SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. So I don't understand why the Adani case should be any different. As far as accounting irregularities are concerned, assuming that there are a few, this matter should be taken up by the ROC, the Registrar of Company Affairs, and see whether company law, based on Company Law 1956 and the amended Company Law of 2013 has indeed been breached. The most important thing, this is what happens when everybody suddenly becomes a financial expert, an investment banker and a stock market expert at the drop of a hat. The most compelling argument, and compelling, I say, from the opposition standpoint, I think it's a whole lot of hogwash. The most compelling argument given by the opposition is that Adani Group made a huge amount of investments through various shell companies. Now you need to read Rule 17 of Overseas Investment Norms, which India adheres to. And it clearly says that shell companies are legal as long as those shell companies are not used to launder money. So the opposition, I need to ask them, do you have any substantive evidence that the shell companies of Adani were actually used to launder money? If indeed that is the case, please provide proof, rather than making a generic statement that, oh, Adani has 20 shell companies, so Adani is doing something illegal, because every Indian corporate, from Reliance Industries to Wipro to Infosys to the Tatas, they all have shell companies because that is the nature of the beast. The most important point is this. I remember in February 2023, and just indulge me for 30 seconds, very recently, barely a month back, Credit Suisse, the Zurich-based investment banker, they said we assign zero value to Adani's bonds and we will not accept Adani's bonds as collateral for lending any money to them. And I remember, you have to go to the timeline of every single Congress leader. They quoted the Credit Suisse report to say, look, a famous Zurich-based investment banker has assigned zero value to Adani's bonds, which clearly shows that Adani is into something which is not above board. And what happens? On the 19th of March 2023, I'm giving you dates so that you can corroborate. On the 19th of March 2023, Credit Suisse is sold for peanuts. Credit Suisse being sold for a measly $3.2 billion
Sure.
to UBS is peanuts, and Credit Suisse was the one company which the entire Brahman quoted to justify that why Adani is up to nefarious financial dealings. I want to ask them, since you quoted Credit Suisse, and Credit Suisse's today, stock price value is less than $1. It has been sold for $3.2 billion. $3.2 billion was something that Credit Suisse used to trade in the forex markets in a single day.
Okay.
So basically, they've sold themselves for peanuts. Now, what do you have to say? Do you feel that there is something more to it than meets the eye? No. You say, it was a general banking crisis. What about the fact, Rahul? 10 seconds. Be it the Silicon Valley Bank, be it Signature Bank, be it Western Union Bank, be it JP Morgan, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, they all lost more than $20 billion in 48 hours. Did you see anybody from the US or the European Union saying, oh, there is something more to it than meets the eye? It was a normal case of one bank going down and everybody following suit because we are globally coupled. But the Congress and the entire opposition chose to pounce on Adani without substantive proof.
Okay, Sharad